Hello, creative friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm working with the Elle Studio June 2026 release. I am using the paper pad. I believe it's called Happy Days. There it is. Trying to pick out some papers that I'm going to use for this spread. Now, this is going to be a 5-inch by 8.25-inch spread, or each page is going to be that. It's going to go into a life crafted album, and I'm going to do it outside the page protector. So in a little bit, I will punch some holes. So that's the dimensions of each page, 5 inches by 8.25. Now, this is not the final paper that I choose, but I was trying to play around with what to pick because my mom in this picture on the left is wearing red jacket and blue jeans, so red and blue. And so I wanted to match her in the picture, but I didn't want it to look like a flag or a patriotic layout because that's not what this is about at all. So you'll see me changing the paper around a little bit. This is the puzzle die, and it was the first thing that I wanted to use in this release. And so I thought about some different ideas. I'm not really doing puzzles right now, even though I love them. So I didn't really have a story about an actual puzzle. But here, this picture is of my mom and her rescue dog. He just turned 10, but she's had him for about 2 years, and he's having a lot of medical problems right now. So we got referred to a animal dermatologist. I didn't even know that existed until this situation. Talk about spending a ton of money on your dog. But anyway, that's a totally different story. So I took the puzzle die and I decided to do kind of a spin on the theme. And instead of talking about actual jigsaw puzzles, I am talking about what a medical puzzle her dog is. Now, his name is Itzy, and he has his own album. He has a Life Crafted album, which I'll show you at the end of the video. And I had taken a picture of my mom with him while we were waiting in the lobby of the office. And so maybe a couple days later, I got this kit and I thought, oh, I can do a layout about him and the puzzle of what we're trying to figure out what's going on with him. He's got some skin issues. They're working him up they thought it was allergies. It may be allergies. They're working him up for Cushing's disease, if anyone's heard about that. So we were in the office working on these tests. Anyway, so I took the actual 3x4 picture and I cut it using the puzzle die. It cut beautifully. I had no problems. And when I pull that back into frame, you're going to see that what I did was I put washi tape on the back of the picture to make sure it stayed together, but I pulled one corner off to show that this picture was sort of a puzzle piece. Right now, I'm taking the new stamp sets and I'm just doing some test stamping. I always like to do test stamping before I use it on my layout. And here, I'm using the new sentiment, what's it called? Happiness phrase stamp. I call it like a sentiment stamp. And I'm just doing it in different colors that match my spread. And I'm going to cut them out and use them as word phrase strips in a minute. It's really good, I think, to practice the stamping because you can get an idea of how much pressure you need for new stamps. If it doesn't come out right, you obviously can do it again before it goes on your layout. And I believe on these, I end up cutting them out anyway, so they don't go straight onto my layout. And you can see this ink and this quality of stamp, they were perfect on the first round of stamping. So that was really fun. So sort of off screen a little bit, I changed out my paper and I'm now doing a dark blue with red accents. And then on the right is that lighter blue and white stripe. So I picked out inks that were blue, dark blue, light blue, and red. And so I'll use these as some embellishment pieces on the left side of my layout. So to bring the stripe element from the right side over to the left side, you see that long strip of paper. I actually had that left over from um, cutting my page down, and you saw off screen I cut that small strip into a banner, and I'm going to hang that down on the left side of the picture so it works as a layering piece, but it also pulls in the other side of the spread. At the top of the stripe page, I'm starting to work on my title. So in the punch out die cuts, there's a banner that says "the very best!" exclamation point. Um, I decided to use that also kind of as a spin on the sentiment, and I took the sticker alphas and then made only the very best for Itsy, meaning that we are just doing all these medical appointments, spending a ton of money to try to figure out what he's got and to make him healthy. And so I'm a little bugged that that exclamation point is not quite in the right place, but I am just going to go with it and consider it artistic license. So over on the left, you just saw I put a red cutout of the puzzle piece behind that photo piece that I pulled away from the main photo. And that was just to give it some emphasis so you can see it, also just to make it decorative. Um, and now I'm finally adhering the photo and its layering pieces down. I'm kind of getting near the end. And as you noticed, I cut out a bunch of these red puzzle pieces, and I'm going to use those as my embellishment clusters on this entire spread. And you kind of see that I've got 3 clusters sort of laid out right now. I'm also pulling out the heart puffy stickers as well as some of the circle puffy stickers, and now I'm just working on my clusters. So this was super fun. I loved this puzzle piece die. It's a 3x4 size, so it works for pictures. It works on just, paper if you want to make some puzzle piece embellishments. It was really fun to work with, and I thought really unique. So that was why it was the first thing that I wanted to pick up and use this month. At the top of that banner, you may have seen a little earlier, I did put a little staple in there just to add some texture and a different element there. And then any of those puzzle pieces that are laying off to the side, I am just cutting them off so it looks like they're kind of hanging over the edge. And as you can see, I am finalizing my title. Those alpha stickers, which you can't quite tell in the video, are on wax paper. That is a trick that I often do when I am not exactly sure where I want to put a sticker, and I definitely do it with my titles a lot to make sure it fits, and I can double check my spelling before I adhere anything down. And so before I see there, I'm taking it off the wax paper because I know that I've made a final decision that that's where I want it. Down where my journaling is going to go, I ended up layering 2 of the tags from the kit. The red one that you see poking out from behind has some words on it, but I am just going to go with, I just wanted the red accent, and so I'm not going to worry about covering up. Sometimes I get a little concerned that maybe I'm going to want that tag for another project, and I'm just trying to tell myself, use what I have. It works perfect for this situation, and I will get more product next month or at the next release. So it'll all be great. These heart stickers came out, I believe, last month. But if you are an Elle subscriber, you probably see that there are heart puffies most months. So I collect all of the different colors, and I will pull them out for multiple spreads. So right here, I am looking at a couple of the other stamp sets that I did not actually use on this project, because on the left side of that tag, I kind of want to put a stamped element there. I feel like there's enough space that I could put something there, but unfortunately nothing quite worked out from a size perspective and the correct sentiment that I needed. So I end up just leaving it blank, and that's totally fine. There's a lot going on this page with all of the die cuts and embellishing, and so I'm not really going to worry about that. So I'm just finishing up my journaling. If you have any questions or comments about how this came together, leave me a comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I've got some links below to Ellie's Studio, and then also some affiliate links if you want to pick up any supplies like adhesive or whatnot. In just a minute, I'm going to pull out my Life Crafted album from Citrus Twist and show you how this will fit into that album. And I had mentioned at the beginning, little Itsy here has his own album. This is only his second spread, even though he's been around with us for 2 years, but I hope to make more layouts for him so I can fill up his project, fill up his book. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you get some crafting time in, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye now.